E.N.D here, day 8 and penultimate day of the spoilers of Wilds of Eldraine. Tomorrow it will be the last spoiler day and finally this enchanted set will be fully spoiled. Anyway, let's start. And I want to start with basic lands, 2 for each color with artwork themed for Wilds of Eldraine, and no one can deny how gorgeous these lands are. Quick Study for 2 and 1 blue, instant draw 2 cards. Woodland Acolyte for 2 and 1 white, set to 2 with Adventure. Man the Wilds for 1 green, instant put target permanent card from your graveyard on top of your library. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Dream Spoilers for 3 and 1 black, set to 2 with Flying. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn up to 1 target creature an opponent control gets -1/-1 until end of turn. The Witch Vanity for 1 and 1 black, enchantment saga. Chapter 1, destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 2 or less. Chapter 2, create a food token. Chapter 3, create a Wicked Roll token attached to target creature you control. Witch Stalker Frenzy for 3 and 1 red, instant. The spell costs 1 generic mana less to cast for each creature that attacks this turn. It deals 5 damage to target creature. Gingerbread Hunter 4 and 1 green, it's a 5/5 with Adventure. Punny Snack for 2 and 1 black, instant. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Rare cards. Regal Bunnycorn for 1 and 1 white, it's an asterisk. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of non-land permanents you control. It's a nice cute rabbit unicorn. Horned Lock Whale 4 and 2 blue, it's a 6/6 with Adventure. Lagoon Breach for 1 and 1 blue, instant. The owner of target attacking creature you don't control, put it on the top or bottom of their library. Flash War 2, enters the battlefield tapped unless it's your turn. Gumdrop Poisoner for 2 and 1 black, it's a 3/2 with Adventure. Tempt with Sweets for 1 black, instant. Create a food token. Lifelink, enters the battlefield. Target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. Rankle Sprang for 2 and 2 black, sorcery. Choose 1 or more. Each player discards 2 cards. Each player loses 4 life. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures. This spell is quite scary in limited. Song of Totem Tusk for X and 1 red, sorcery. Create X/1/1 black red creature tokens with this creature can block. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Food Fight for 1 and 1 red, enchantment. Artifacts you control have 2 generic mana. Sacrifice this artifact. It deals damage to any target equal to 1 plus the number of permanents named Food Fight you control. Feral Encounter for 2 green, sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may exile a creature card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. You may cast the exile card this turn. At the beginning of the next combat phase this turn, target creature control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Questing Druid for 1 and 1 green, so 1/1 with Adventure. Seek the Beast for 1 and 1 red, instant. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until your next end step. You may play those cards. Whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black or red, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Mosswood Dread Knight for 1 and 1 green, etc. 2 with Adventure. Dread Whispers for 1 and 1 black, sorcery. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. Trample. When it dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. Restless Vinestalk, land, enters the battlefield tapped. Tap for 1 green or 1 blue. 3, 1 green, 1 blue. Until end of turn, it becomes a 5/5 green and blue plant creature with trample. It's still a land. Whenever it attacks, up to 1 other target creature has base power and toughness of 3/3 until end of turn. The Iron Crack for 2 generic mana, legendary artifact. Tap to add 1 colorless. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under control, you may have it become a legendary equipment named Everflame Hero Legacy. If you do, it gains Equip 3, and Equip creature gets +3/+3 and loses all other abilities. Ideal for Commander, because your Commander is a legendary creature. Mythic cards! Yes, today we have 1 mythic card, Virtue of Courage for 3 and 2 red, enchantment with Adventure. Embered Blaze for 1 and 1 red, instant. It deals 2 damage to any target. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards from the top of your library. You may play those cards this turn. Commander cards, part of the Fey Dominion pre-constructed deck. Archmage of Echoes 4 and 1 blue, it's a 4/4 flying war 2. Whenever you cast a fairy or wizard permanent spell, copy it. Shadow Puppeteers for 6 and 1 blue, it's a 4/4 flying war 2. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 black fairy rogue creature tokens with flying. Whenever a creature control with flying attacks, you may have it become a red dragon with base power and toughness 4/4 in addition to its other types and colors until end of turn. Malabil Imposter 3 and 1 blue, it's a 0/0 with flash and flying, enters the battlefield as a copy of a creature no opponent controls except it's a fairy shapeshifter in addition to its other types and has flying. Misleading Signpost for 2 and 1 blue, artifact, flash, enters the battlefield during the declare attacker step. You may reselect which player or permanent target attacking creature is attacking. Tap for 1 blue. Blightwing Bandit 3 and 1 black, it's a 2/2 with flying and death touch. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, look at the top card of that player's library, then exile it face down. You may play that card as long as it remains exiled and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Fairy Blade Crafter for 2 and 1 black, it's a 2/2 with flying. Whenever one or more fairies you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever it dies, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is its power. Netlink Nuisance for 2 and 1 black, it's a 3/1 with flying. Whenever one or more fairies you control deals combat damage to a player, that player creates a 4/2 red pirate creature token with this creature can block. The token is goaded for the rest of the game. Tackling Scoring 4 and 2 black, sorcery. You may cast it as though it had flash by tapping 3 untapped creatures you control with flying in addition to paying its other cost. Destroy all creatures. Create 3/1/1 black fairy rogue creature tokens with flying. Secluded Glen, land, enters the battlefield. You may reveal a fairy card from your hand. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. Tap for 1 blue or 1 black mana. More commander cards, this time part of the pre-constructed deck Virtue and Valor. Ox Drover 3 and 1 white, it's a 4/4 vigilance. Can't be blocked by Oxen. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, target opponent create a 2/4 white ox creature token and you draw a card. Unfinished Business 3 and 2 white, sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then return up to 2 target aura and or equipment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. Liberated Livestock 5 and 1 white, it's a 4/6. When it dies, create a 1/1 white cat creature token with lifelink, a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying, and a 2/4 ox creature token. For each of those tokens, you may put an aura card from your hand and or graveyard onto the battlefield attached to it. Songbird's Blessing for 3 and 1 white, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an aura card. You may put that card onto the battlefield. If you don't, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Timber Paladin 1 and 1 green, it's a 1/1. As long as it's enchanted by exactly 1 aura, it has base power and toughness of 3/3. If it's enchanted by 2 aura, it has base power and toughness of 5/5 and vigilance. If it's enchanted by 3 or more, it has base power and toughness of 10/10, vigilance and trample. Giant Inheritance 4 and 1 green, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +5/+5 and has, whenever this creature attacks, create a monster roll token attached to up to 1 target attacking creature. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Knick-Knack Oomph, X and 1 green, it's a 1/1. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of aura cards with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put on the battlefield on the bottom of your library in random order. Loomcrafter Foam for 2 and 1 green, it's a 3/3. Enters the battlefield. You may discard 1 or more land cards. When you do, return up to that many target non-land permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. So that was the last card in this particular day 8 and penultimate day for the spoilers of Wilds of Eldraine. Join me again tomorrow for the last spoiler day of this enchanted set. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.